All right, family. What's up? What's up? What's up? Tonight we got a special show for you. Let me turn down the applause. We got a special show for you. Tonight we got two great doctors coming on tonight. So make sure you tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell all your cousins that we got Dr. Alicia Watkins and Dr. Boyce Watkins coming in. Oh, we're gonna talk about love, but not just any love. We're gonna be talking about the importance of healthy relationship, mentally and financial health. So we're gonna talk about that also. So keep it locked right here. We got Dr. Alicia Watkins and Dr. Boyce Watkins coming up, and it's going to be a very good presentation of straight love on multiple levels. Again, we want to let them know the topic is going to be tonight. The topic will be, just want to make sure y'all are clear. The topic will be live and direct, the importance of healthy relationships, mental and financial health. So we're going to be talking about that right here momentarily. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver 0.999 grams.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Billy Carson here, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I want to talk to you about an amazing event. It's the Forbidden Conscious Awards going down in Miami, July 30th, 2023. Go to forbiddenknowledge.com where you can pay for tickets. We're giving away 12 amazing awards. We're also going to give away an Audi A4 live at the event with big celebrity guests like Habit from Mobb Deep, myself, Forbidden Knowledge. Also, we'll have Dame Dash, performances by Donnie Arcade, and Cruz. I want to see you there, July 30th, the Forbidden Conscious Awards.
Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. That's right. Get my books on Amazon now. Your brother King Simon is in the building. You know how we do. Just want to remind you, this coming Tuesday, we have this beautiful sister coming up. High Heels is doing something big. It's a High Heels presented by High Heels. It's called the Back to School Extravaganza. And they are presented, and it's presented by Sister High Heels of the Experience Holistic Healing Spa. And we're going to be talking about the major event that's happening coming up in August. But she'll be on with me on Tuesday as a special report, July 18th at 8 p.m. And also on the 19th, that Wednesday, we're going to have the cultured vegan chef Rain Truth will be on with me also. Oh yeah, they're going to be on with me live and direct right here. And then we got the big banquet coming up for Lumumba Hernandez, GM, Grandmaster Lumumba Hernandez is going to happen in Brooklyn, New York, July 20th, 2023. If you want to find out more tickets and more information, call 917-755-6238 if you want to reserve your tickets. And do remember my sponsors. Please remember my sponsors. That's, of course, banksilver.org, and of course, Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you hit him up at 800-581-4481. That's 800-581-4481. And also big up to Dr. Shakira Moore. Make sure you hit her up at Linktree, Holistica Healing. That's Linktree/Holistica Healing, man. She's internationally known doing her thing. And remember, we're going to be at Forbidden Knowledge, the big award show. We're going to be there live and direct. So make sure you come on out for that. That's going to be good. July 30th, I'll be on the red carpet having a good time with the entertainers and all the people. And also, don't forget, we will be in New Orleans. New Orleans will be in New Orleans over there at the big retreat. Myself, Lloyd Strayhorn, Aquarius Maximus, Jackie Levine, Nina Diamond will be in New Orleans. I see one of my guests in the back, so we're going to have a good time with her momentarily before Boyce. I know Boyce going to be coming up next. Dr. Boyce, of course. Let's put some respect to those names, Dr. Alicia and Dr. Boyce. And also, remember, we got Ashra Kwesi and Mira Kwesi coming to New York City. Man, I got them coming September 23rd. Get your early bird tickets. It's going to go up on September the 1st. It's $30 now. It's going up. Come and see them. They haven't been in New York for 4 to 5 years since the whole pandemic. And if you do want to advertise on my show, please, by all means, go to ksptvmedia@gmail.com. If you're in Wilmington, Delaware, make sure you check out Drop Squad Kitchen. Make sure you hit them up. And if you got muscle pains and you want natural muscle healers, make sure you contact EPS Holistic Health and Wellness.square.site. That's my daughter-in-law's site right there. Big up to her. And also, Boyce is looking for the link. Okay, good. Yeah, if you sent them the link, beautiful. I got you. I got you, my sister. And remember, if you do want to go on a historic tour with Baba Ashra Kwesi and his wife, it's a couples thing. I'm telling you. Give them a call at 214-371-0206. And if you want to get any of my books, go to Amazon, but you can go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. And if you want to take my 2-hour course, that's on Udemy. Go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. And do remember, you can take my 8-hour course. I did slash it in half until the rest of this month. And if you want to book any session with me, all you have to do is text me your full name at 347-496-1022. Text me your full name and date of birth. And remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like Dr. B. Sirius always says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection because no one is perfect in this realm. That's right. Yeah. Okay. As we waiting for our brother Boyce, I'm going to bring on a person who's always been on my show. Before we bring it on, we're going to bring on the one, the only, Dr. Alicia Watkins in the building. Let me see if she's there. Let's get her up. I don't see it. Her camera's vanished. I don't know what happened. There she is. There she is. I don't know what's happening today. How you doing? How you doing?
Good. I'm trying to.
You must be out of town somewhere. Are you out of town somewhere? That is. That's why. See, you must be
out of town. I'm trying. I don't know. I'm trying to see if my husband got the link, and I ain't getting on. Whatever. I don't know.
Well, I seen that. I seen that you was out of town.
I don't know where he is, but he should.
You're breaking up now. I see.
Okay. What happened? Was that me?
Yeah, you're breaking up. I don't know what's happening. You're breaking up. I don't know what's going on. You're frozen now. Oh no. Hello? We're gonna have to try this again.
Yes. What happened?
There you go. Okay, there you go. You're back. Now I see you was at a Beyonce concert. You was at a Beyonce concert. What's going on with that? That must have been tight. That was nice.
Let me tell you, you know what? She was very inspirational. And when she was on that stage, she seemed so comfortable. She seemed comfortable. She seemed like she was having the time of her life. And that's what's so beautiful is whatever you're doing in your craft, always look like you're having the time of your life. And I love
having the time of your life.
She didn't care. She didn't care about drama. She didn't care about anything. She was just in her place, just being who she wanted to be and singing her little heart out and dancing her little butt off. And it was pure joy. That's why I enjoyed her concert.
No. I'm glad you had a good time. I've never seen her in concert, but I would love to see her in concert one day. But your husband is in the background. I got to bring him up because
okay.
he's an inspiration to me. Just like you are inspiration to me also. And I've been watching him for years on all the major stations, but of course, going through all the stuff that he's done and I have one of his books, and I have his cards that I gave to my children. I gave the children's cards over to them because I got like 9 children and 12 grandchildren. So it is what it is. So I want to welcome right now the great Dr. Boyce Watkins in the building.
What's going on?
Good seeing you. Oh, look at these two here. Oh, so I love you. That's what I'm talking about. What a combination. I love and respect both of you. You are definitely an example for a person like me who's been divorced 3 times.
Well, 3 times. Wow.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah, my ex-wife was on, remember? And my ex-wife. we still friends. We still friends, and that's the good thing. That's the good thing. All of us are still friends, regardless of what. But Doc, you two beautiful doctors, man. Thank y'all very much for accommodating me right here on King Simon Presents. And I don't have a big thing like yours, but brother, my thing is called. I learned it from Les Brown. Quality people, only quality people. It's not about the quantity, it's the quality. But these people really spend money on my show, so I like that. So first of all, I also want to make sure people come to your links. Of course, y'all got Linktree, Linktree / Dr. Alicia, and Linktree Dr. Boyce Watkins / Dr. Boyce Watkins. So please support whatever you can. They got classes, everything on there. They got consultations. Everything going on there. I'm telling y'all, family, you don't want to miss it. And they got things for children too, because children are going through it and they got to learn. They got to learn, especially those cards you put out the first time you put them. I bought those cards, and of course, I bought the. I love the book, Financial Lovemaking. I got that book, and as soon as I read it, I gave it to my children. I gave it to my sons.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. So that's cool. I appreciate you, brother. And of course, meeting you at one of the Hoppy events, it was also a pleasure meeting you and getting her book too, and getting your book. But first and foremost, the topic today, family, if you're not familiar with the topic today is the importance of healthy relationship, mental and financial health. That is the topic today because it is important. Let me see if I can do all of us right there. Close up. There we go. We're close up, and I'm in the middle. Okay, maybe I better have y'all. Y'all a couple. Y'all have y'all next to each other. There you go. I love it. You know what's so funny? Now, Dr. Boyce, I know you're born on the 20th of the month of June, right?
Yeah.
And your wife is born May 28th. Now, when you put those together, the 28 in the personal numbers, 28 and 20 equals 40. Equals 48. In numerology, that number adds up to 12. And in order for that to be a stable and lasting language, a love frequency, y'all have to be jovial, happy, laugh a lot. That's how those numbers work when I see them. Communication is key. And money will be made out of a great communications when I see those numbers.
What?
I'm just showing you how Pythagoras, before Pythagoras, we've been doing this, but Pythagoras came with the whole frequency and studying and the patterns and cycle. But when I look at it and showing those combination of numbers, that's how those things work. That's how. So I'm proud of what y'all doing because y'all look like y'all happy. Y'all are always jovial. I like the workout. I like the discipline that y'all have on multiple levels, and it's definitely inspiring to me. You know what I'm saying? You, and then when I seen the numbers, I said, "Oh, no wonder this worked."
You know, I received that. You know, and it's and I'm gonna tell you, you know, when I say that this lady's the love of my life, I can say it a million times, and I mean it every time. You know, and the first day, I don't know if you know the story. The first day I met her, I wrote in my journal, I met the most beautiful woman in the world, and she didn't believe me. You know, and guys make fun of me because I kind of friend zoned myself for a while because I was so intimidated, and so that earned me like the simp label and all this other nonsense. But I didn't mind. I you know what? I'll tell you what. It's it's a blessing, and I have a tremendous amount. I mean, me marrying my wife is like a reflection of just how I feel about just what Black women mean for us in general. And
Simp means strong, important marriage. That's it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the biggest thing is you can't be worried about what people say. You got to find your bliss, and I'm like, whatever, you take your little crappy life and go on somewhere with that. But I am, it's a journey, and it's a beautiful journey, and I see my wife on the screen, and it's like I miss her. Like we were, we're apart right now. She's in Tennessee, and when we're apart, it's like we realize how connected we are at the hip. Even when we pissing each other off, it's like a few hours later, I miss her again, and so it's great to see.
Let's give that a round of applause, man. I really admire that, and seeing that, because sometimes, because this is a relationship show, and healthy relationship, when you haven't seen it with your family or your father. My father got thrown out by my mother back in the day and all kinds of stuff. He tried to get back. My mother was just hardcore Taurus, a Taurus woman. Hardcore. She just wasn't stubborn. She just wasn't going for the bull crap. And he was in the clubs and doing the bull crap. So I understood. And I forgave him. I forgave her. And I had to understand both their stories. And your story together. How did y'all meet, first and foremost? I know you've told it many times, but who wants to go? I'm not Dr. Alicia. You go ahead. Because women usually.
I'll talk. I do remember meeting Boyce in the library, and I remember like when he came over to talk to me, I was like, there he is. That's him. I found him. Wow. I didn't know at the time what that meant.
Yes.
And I was just like, and ever since then, I've been like tracking Boyce down. Like I've been.
That's true. That's true.
I'm like, Boyce, what are you up to now? And I remember just reaching out to him, and I was lousy at math. So I'm like, help me with my math problems. It's so funny you said jovial.
Yes.
Because no matter what's going on in my life, whenever I hung out with Boyce, and we used to hang out all the time, it was always a fun time. And I was like, you're my fun favorite friend. Okay. And I'm not alone. I think a lot of people get that from Boyce too. But we always have such a great time. I never thought he would ever be interested in me, because even though I was single, Boyce was not single. He was always had a girlfriend. I was dating somebody. These women didn't look much like me. They didn't act a lot like. So I'm like, oh, I'm not his type, but that's okay. I found my friend. And he was gonna be my friend whether he liked it or not, because it was a one-sided relationship.
Wow, I gotta get that around the applause. Hold on. See how sweet this is. And sometimes I watch Boyce, and Dr. Boyce can be so hardcore in certain situations, and I understand you got to be a man, because he was raised by a father that was into the police, was a police officer. You said. I remember listening, because I watch you a lot, brother. I pay attention and I read and I study, and I get a lot of information. I'm on your email, you know what I'm saying? So I get a lot of information. So having that stern father and mother, strong mother, also, and beautiful mother doing what they do, I can see why you could be the way you are online. But your wife is saying you're such a sweetheart, and that's a beautiful thing.
You're supposed to be you're supposed to be a sweetheart to the people that have your back, and it's always important to understand that balance, because sometimes we do it the wrong way, right? We'll go, like a man will go to work, and the white man will be slapping him around, and he comes home frustrated, and then next thing you know, he's slapping around his wife.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's she's supposed to be your ally. You don't beat up your allies. Go beat up that man that was punking you out that day. And so I think that that balance is important in terms of knowing when to treat the right person the right way. A lot of us get in situations where we give our best to people who don't deserve it. There was a book called Men Love Bitches. And
I've seen that book. Yes. I didn't read it, but I've seen it.
It's a bestseller because it's built on, I feel like it's built on just these myths of almost like war-based love and low self-esteem. And it says basically that she claims, probably accurately for some men, that men tend to like women that are just bitchy and mean, and I don't think mature men feel that way. I think that if you're immature, you interpret hard to get to mean that you're more valuable, because it's harder for me to get your attention. But I learned over time, I said, why make it so hard on yourself? Go for the easier targets. Don't go for the targets that don't want you around. The people don't want, because that's our love with the white man. We run around chasing down white folks. Please, can you let us in? We want to be down with what you got going on. And then they slap us around, and we complain about getting slapped around, but we'll still beg for more. We're glutton for punishment. And that's low self-esteem, because I feel like if you know your worth, then you know, and somebody does not treat you right, then you say, that's okay. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna go find somewhere where I am valued.
That's right.
And and so with my wife, what I love about being with my wife, because I was concerned when we first got together. I was worried that this person who had been my friend for all these years would just be like a horrible girlfriend or a horrible spouse. You know, would be a horrible person to have a romantic relationship with. You know, sometimes you just have somebody in your mind and they're on a pedestal.
Right.
And I still put my wife on a pedestal. I think every husband should.
Of course, they should.
You know, and I really wasn't sure. You know, and what I loved is that the more I loved her, the more she loved me. The kinder I was to her, the kinder she was to me. It wasn't as if my kindness led her to say, "Oh, he's a punk. He's a sin. I can slap him around and just do whatever." Because some people will do that. Some people won't treat you right until you have to fight them damn near and all. And I just really encourage people to walk away from that, because I think that is low self-esteem talking. You know, because you'll see people that will neglect and ignore the person who really desires them, just so they can go chase and give their absolute best to somebody who doesn't even respect them.
That's right.
That's a recipe for pain and disaster.
That's right. And family, y'all gotta understand, listen carefully to what they're saying if you want to be in a good, stable relationship. Because Dr. Alicia, from your perspective, how important was it to be flexible when dealing with your husband or dealing with in relationships? Because you deal with mental health, and if a person is not mentally flexible as well as physically flexible, because I seen when y'all first really got together, you started running with him and working out and all of that, and I love the marathons, and I was like, whoa, these guys are doing marathons. How important was flexibility with you, my sister?
Listen, everybody, when you come into relationships, you have baggage. We all have our own baggage. Right. And it's so interesting when you go out into this world and you're faced with all these things with your job, with even your extended family members, and you come home, it's normal to kind of take that out on your spouse. Like, that's normal. So if that's happening in your households, or women are like, yeah, my husband, you can't fight with your boss. But because you're so connected and you have such intimacy with your partner, it's easier to fight with your partner. But what I'm going to say is that that's just very normal, and you have to understand that happens. And you do need to be flexible, because you have to understand that this person has baggage that they're bringing into the relationship. Wow. And you're going to have conflict. 100% of all couples have conflict.
Yes.
But the really smart couples know how to deal with that, and they know how to repair. And you can be able to turn to your partner and say, you know what just happened just now? We just fell apart. What happened? Tell me what happened. And then sometimes that's when you can say, oh, I had a really terrible day at the office.
Right.
Or I had a hard time at the grocery store, or the kids are getting on my nerves and I took it out on you. It's normal to take it out on your comfort person. But you have to be strong enough and flexible enough to absorb that and know that's what it is. And then get over that and become friends. You got to be friends with each other.
Yes. And you know what's so funny? You know, I got your book right here. You know, you stop playing. I got your book right here. I gave your book to one of my sons, sir. But I got her book right here. And I helped my son and his wife with the activities inside the book. But I told them to consult you. I gave them your website and all that stuff, you know, but they're working it out. And that's what I love, that they're able to, and sometimes they wanted to do it like once a month to talk to me. And, you know, and I'll be honest, I was not the best in the marriage because I was chasing entertainment back in my day. After I left the Nation of Islam, under Dr. Khalid and Minister Farrakhan back in the day, I went back to one of my loves, which was singing and doing radio in New York and all that kind of stuff. And that attracts a lot, you know, especially a lot of women. They coming, you know, in all angles. You know, I don't have to look like Tyson Beckford to get a woman. I can look like Shaba in a club. So I was big in the nightclub. And because I tell people a lot, you know, when you're raised with family that were not flexible and understanding how to at least not show your children the problems you had in family. Because I tried to make it my best not to argue with my wives when I was in front of my children and all that kind of stuff, because I didn't want them to see that. And even when I was separated from them, if I had parties at the house, I would never let my children see a bunch of women coming in and out of the house to do that, because I just understood the respect and what didn't want them to do at that time. So when it comes to when in your book, you talk about destructive communication. And that's what's been happening in this new wave of life now, because everybody's trying to act like the Atlanta housewives and the this housewives and the that housewives. I mean, this is what our children are picking up. How do both of you deal with those type of people that might come for consultation, and also is destructive in finances, because that's also can be destructive? How do both of y'all handle it? Anyone can start off with this. How do you handle destructive communication, or how should the audience handle destructive communication?
Go, Boyce. I'll let you go first.
Go ahead, you go first.
Go ahead, Boyce.
Well, you know what? I'll give my wife credit for being the one who is best at communication. Because she probably handles my temper tantrums better than anybody else I've ever run into. Boyce, you're becoming dysregulated. Boyce, calm down, Boyce. Here, take my hand, Boyce. And I'm sitting here, angry as hell. But it's like, I can logically see how much I appreciate her being able to not go crazy like me. Because if you both go crazy at the same time, it just becomes a crazy situation. And she's taught me a lot about how trauma affects the way you get triggered. And what happens is I think in our community we destroy relationships because we both get we both get re-traumatized, re-triggered, and next thing you know it becomes chaotic. In some cases people get killed. And so I will say that I decided a long time ago as a Black man that I would not, even before I dated my wife, I decided at 25 years old, I said I will never engage with a woman that feels the need to, just be, like violently disrespectful or tries to push me over the edge. Because there are people that'll do that. They'll challenge you. They'll hit you. They'll throw things at you and all that. And I just said to myself, I said, I'm not going to jail for nobody. So if that were to ever happen, I just walk away. Now in other situations with a relationship you want to preserve, I've learned a few things through therapy, that can work, like asking for a timeout. A lot of times if you take a timeout and you just both agree, like, okay, we'll talk about this later, your body and your mind kind of calm down, so you can kind of come back and have a different conversation. Because from a physiological standpoint, when you're all like pumped up and whatever,
fist bowled,
you can't have a good conversation because can't nobody really hear each other.
That's right. That's true.
So I would encourage anybody that has somebody in your life that you love, or wants to show up properly for someone that you plan to love in the future, learn proper communication. That is everything. It's not about whether or not you have conflict; it's how you handle it.
How about you, Dr. Alicia? Dr. Boyce just gave from his perspective.
That's beautiful what Boyce said. And I think when you're interacting with your partner, first of all, you come from two different households, two different backgrounds, so you're never, ever going to come from the same perspective. So know the difference between agreement and understanding. So many people think that, why can't they just be like me? Why can't they just agree with me? If you could just agree with me, then everything would be great. But that is not realistic.
That's not the truth.
Understanding is so important. Not agreement. It's just like, put your thoughts and values and everything about you, put that aside and sit and understand your partner. Say, wait, we're coming from two different perspectives. As you should, because you're two different people. Even if you grew up in the same household. How many people fight with their sisters and brothers? Y'all grew up in the same household, got the same DNA, and y'all still can't agree on anything. So you agree with somebody when you come from two different households. So it's understanding every single time that you have a conflict. You need to think of it and say, this is a wonderful way for me to understand my partner better. I'm going to get to know them better, not make them agree with me. And then that's where fighting comes. You don't need to fight with your partner. You're going to have conflict. Conflict doesn't have to mean fighting. because everybody wants somebody to agree with them so much.
Yes, ma'am. No. And I got to give both of y'all a round of applause for those answers. And you know, family, if you're just tuning in, we have the great Dr. Alicia Watkins and Dr. Boyce Watkins as our guests, the B1 couples, mental health, financial coach, and much more. Believe that. You don't know what B1 means? It means black first. Blacker than black first.
Yes.
I love when you say that, sir. I'll be right there. No, that's right.
Yeah, and, we gotta be black first. And and by the way, just because I know I only got 5 minutes, because we do our family Zoom meeting with my girls every Sunday night when we talk business and everything. So I hope it's okay if I
go ahead.
But just talking about black first, I kind of really think anybody that's really trying to figure out this thing called life, I encourage you to really think carefully about how you approach relationships and family and everything else. And everybody has, it's not a one size fits all kind of thing, but almost anything that you want in life, it can be studied. There are experts out there that can help you. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself, and you don't want to do everything by yourself, because you're going to end up having a big list of regrets. And some things you lose in life you can never get back. Maybe somebody that you love, or a certain relationship or trust or whatever it is. And so I would say that also people should understand, if you're trying to do things like get wealth in this society, you got to really think about family and relationships and everything. I just wrote a book. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And in that book, I wanted to approach a wealth conversation in a way that was different from just saying, okay, invest in stocks and put money in your 401k and buy real estate. Those things we talk about those things in the Black Business School, but I really spent a lot of time thinking about culture. And even setting up an environment that is conducive for you to even begin to even think about building wealth. If you're just in a chaotic situation with crazy traumatized people that are trying to destroy each other, and you're isolated and doing everything by yourself, it's very hard to raise money that way. That's when you feel like life is kind of slapping you around, and you're just, every time one thing goes right, 3 things go wrong. And, whereas if you're able to think carefully in a structured way about something like family, like, okay, what does the ideal relationship situation look like? What does it look like with the children? How do I fit all that together? How do we train the children? All that. You find that the things that used to be really hard become really, really easy. And then even culture, things like that. So I would encourage everybody to really not just going all the way back to simple things like, who do I date? Who am I going to sleep with? Things like that. Those things play out big time. I think about a young lady I mentor, and she was telling me how hard it was to be a single mother with 2 kids with 2 different daddies. And I didn't say nothing. I just listened, but I was like, yeah, it is hard. Because you're doing a really hard job all by yourself. And so you're at a point where surviving is the goal. Thriving and prospering is going to be much harder to do because the infrastructure is not there, right? So I would encourage everybody to think about these things as you're kind of moving through life. And I don't think that there's enough conversation about it. I also think, unfortunately, African American culture has been a little bit bastardized a lot by the music and the media and everything else. And it makes me sad, because you just see people putting themselves in these crazy situations, and then and then they just say, oh, well, there's no personal responsibility. You couldn't have done anything about it. It just happened to you because you're Black, and there's nothing you could have done. But no, there's a lot of things you could have done. Stop letting people tell you that because you're Black, your life's supposed to be in the toilet. That is just not true. But you have to be intentional. You have to own your life, and that's what I encourage people to do.
Now, and thank you for saying that again. Applause. I got to keep on giving y'all applause, or y'all be doing it. I remember the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that there's 3 things that they mistaught us, especially with relationship, and wealth was one of them, and I believe mating. I believe that was one of as I'm learning in those lessons, and And like I said earlier, coming from a family, coming out of the Caribbean and all that kind of stuff. But I remember sitting down with my mother, and I think I told Dr. Alicia this, sitting down with my mother and father, and they both said we were learning hands-on. We didn't know how to raise y'all because of how they was taught in the Caribbean. They had, father abandoned my father, my grandfather abandoned my father, my mother's mother abandoned her. So both of them come from abandonment situations. So to raise children, to my sister and I, we were raised under two abandoned mothers that eventually we developed abandonment issues. You know what I'm saying? So how, from both perspectives, especially because sometimes you could abandon a family member when you're the breadwinner, and then all of a sudden you abandon the family and the family, and or the wife might run out or something like that. How do we handle maintaining consistency with each other? Being consistent in relationships. Go ahead.
And I'll answer first because I got to meet my kids now. And I hate having to go, brother.
No problem.
I wish I could stay longer. Thank you for having me, by the way.
Thank you for coming on, sir.
Yeah, I think that I think first recognizing that the issue's there. Like, I applaud you for the fact that you can lay it out and contextualize it, and you know that the issue's there. And I think once you have that awareness that there is an issue, then the onus is on you at that point to say, okay, what do I need to do to fix that? Because the things that we're wired to do instinctually aren't going to work, right? Because we've been all messed up and everything. And so I know, for example, my scenario was that I was very traumatized. I took a trauma test. There's something called the ACEs trauma test. My wife introduced me to it. Adverse childhood experiences. I encourage everybody to take it. So this ACEs test, it kind of gives you an idea of like, okay, I really went through a lot. And then I think at that point, there's a commitment to kind of healing and repairing. And I go through that now. I don't have it all figured out. I'm still learning, still growing. And so while I don't have all the answers, and my wife will be much better at answering this question than I am, because she is licensed at this kind of thing. But I will say, I would like to encourage everybody, don't give up. Like, just know you're always evolving, you're always growing. And your goal, in my view, one of the goals should be, in my opinion, to say, okay, how do I identify some of those problem areas and do the work so that I can show up better for the people that I love. I show up better for my kids, show up better for my partner, show up better for my friends, show up better in business, and then also find that peace that we all seek. If you can have peace and contentment with your life, then you can grow old and feel good about it, and not have all these dysregulating things going on that might cause you to turn to whatever coping mechanism you might have, right? So do the work. And the thing is, the internet's beautiful because there's so many brilliant people like Alicia and others that are good at this stuff, that are putting out books, putting out videos, all that. And the thing is, people aren't really paying attention because they're over here watching,
all of that.
Some rapper talk about his girlfriend shaking her booty or whatever. It's just all the silly stuff. But the smart people should be turning toward the intellectuals that can help you get that information you need. There's a solution out there somewhere.
All the time.
If you don't have it, go look for it. That's what I would tell people to do.
Before you leave, I want to commend you for resolving that with Corey Holcomb and Willie D. I really like when men talk. Back in the day, I'm 56 years of age, by the way. I'm 56 years of age. And back in the day, when I was in Muslim communities, we went behind the thing and knuckled it up and then hugged each other. If we had problems, that's what we did. In the Ansar community, when I was under Dr. York, and even in the nation, they didn't want us to fight, but we had to go in there and talk it out. But in the Ansars, back under Dr. York and all that, back in the 80s, we went in a basement, put on boxing gloves, knuckled it up, and made it happen. And if he knocked me out, good. If I knocked him out, we still getting up, and we're brothers. We go out and do what we have to do after that. That's it. So I love when you, Corey, and Willie D came on because of whatever transpired, and I admire that you're willing to even shed tears, because it don't make you a punk. It just makes you sensitive to understand that we gotta heal, and that's about healing. I know what that is because I do it a lot too. And I'm not a punk because I went to jail. I only went to jail once, boys, for fighting for my mother. 7 police officers for my mother, so I know how this works. You know what I'm saying? I ain't afraid, and I'm here to live to this day. In 93, it happened. So, but I was trained in martial arts and all that. So, I survived. So,
that if there's any reason to go to jail, that would be it, man.
That was the reason. Somebody touched her, I touched them, and that was it. We went off.
That's right. they touched the mama. It's over. I get it.
But I know you got to leave. And thank you. Wish the children and you all the best, the family all the best. And me and Dr. Alicia will finish this off. No problem, brother. But thank you. Give him a round of applause, family. Boy, came in. Thank you. Wow. Oh, man, that was beautiful. Thank you very much for at least getting them in for half an hour. That was beautiful. But So and I love when men can resolve stuff respectfully. Could have been off air, but I'm glad they did it on air because it happened on air, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I respect about that. Now, getting back to you, my dear. Now, two brothers and sisters that I work with is called Nwasha and Mancho and Nwasha. They have their Coma House Initiative. Very good people. They wrote a book called A Coma Day, which is the original day for quote unquote a substitute basically for Valentine, but it's really not substitute for Valentine. But they said something in their book about endurance. From your perspective, how important is in enduring through your relationship, especially if you know that there's potential always there? How important is the endurance as far as relationship is concerned?
Yeah, endurance to me sounds like commitment.
Basically.
And when I work with couples, I am so surprised at how committed men are to their marriage. It is so surprisingly, hands down, usually when I work with couples, the husband more than likely has such a high level of commitment to the relationship above and beyond the wife.
Right. Wow.
And that speaks to a lot because that's what keeps the relationship together, the endurance of a relationship. Yes. And oftentimes I'll say it, I'm like, your husband's commitment is what's keeping this marriage together. So keeping this relationship together, and they are committed. And I'm not talking about commitment in terms of, I didn't pay the bills and you got a shirt on your back and you got clean clothes. I don't want to be, I'm talking about commitment. Like, I'm committed to this marriage and I want to make it work. I want us to be together. And I find so many husbands coming into it like, Dr. Alicia, I really want a happy, healthy relationship. So endurance, that's to me what I see is the commitment level there. And to be committed takes trust.
That's right.
The commitment is like, out of all the women in the world, there's no other woman I want to be with than you. I don't look at other relationships and wish I'm someplace else. I'm committed to this. So that's what I think about. And that's one of the pillars of a healthy relationship. It's knowing that you're not looking around.
Yes.
All these people are catching your eye. No. My spouse is the person I want to be with. And I don't care who comes and talks to me. I'm committed to endure.
Put it all together.
Yeah. It's so tied to finances.
Yes.
So interesting you bring that up because when a man is committed to you and he sees you as a long term, he's going to want to sit down and talk about money.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to sit down and say, here's how much money I have. I'm putting you on my life insurance.
Right.
If something happens to me, I'm making sure that we're together. We're going to buy a house together. We're going to buy investment property. When they are sitting around talking long term, they're enduring the relationship. They're there for the long haul. And you have to keep that in mind when there are moments. Sometimes there's moments where the communication falls apart. There are moments when you have conflict and it ends up being an argument. It doesn't have to be an argument, but when it does, just stop and think about all of those endurance situations. No. I'm his first of kin. He's here for the long run. Why else would he ask to marry you if he didn't feel like you were the person he would want to be with for the long run? I love that endurance. Clap it up to Coma Day.
A Coma Day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have their book here. Very good book. Also, you should have in your archives. It's called A Coma Day, the guidebook into sacred science of soul mating.
Yes.
Sacred science. Very good couple, man. They studied under Dr. Africa, Dr. Sabi, and various other people. So they've never, and Queen of Fu and everybody. So they're right there. Queen is my girl. So
those are the three people that I've learned so much from.
I know you love them. You love and I had Phil Valentine on recently. You know Dr. Valentine. You know how he gets down, right? And he loves what you're doing also, because he said we talk behind the scenes, and I tell him about your relationship stuff. Oh yeah, I tell him about.
Phil Valentine knows about him?
If you ever want him on your show as far as relationship, remember he's been with his wife a long time, and she's going through her thing, and he's staying with her because he was with Queen of Fu at one time back in the day. So a lot of people. So you got to know these things. But his
wife's name is Alani.
Nalani, Dr.
Nalani.
Nalani.
Yes.
Nalani. N-A, Nalani. Dr.
Nalani. Yes,
Nalani.
she's
Yes.
amazing.
She got a new book about to come out, and I'm so supportive of her and what she's doing. One thing I want people to stress with you, because you have in your book, people don't realize, and you can get it on. You can get it on this book here. I got it. It's too bright. Let me bring your website up, because this doesn't make no sense. I want people to see what you got here going on, because I want people to see. First of all, y'all got a beautiful relationship website. I really like that website. Where is that? I think it's right here. Boom, there it is. There it is. Yes, I love this website here, sister. This is a beautiful site. And what y'all are saying, it tells about it. Of course, you got the shop here, and of course, you got all the different things that you do, the workshops, the lectures that y'all do. Y'all even do pillow talk also.
I love the pillow talk.
I know. I can tell you love the pillow talk. Y'all be having fun, boy.
Let me tell you, and you just don't know. Do a pillow talk with Dr. Boyce. It'll be like I'll be walking around the house in my pajamas, and it'll just be like, it'll be 11 o'clock at night. Oh, let's do a pillow talk. And I'm like, huh?
Hey, why not? No, that's good.
I love it. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that he's a 20. But
you know, that 20 is a relationship number, actually. It's a relationship number, but it's also very extreme with their relationship. So that's how deep it gets. Yes, it's very extreme. You know, in your book, you know, and family, if you don't get her book, A Drama-Free Conversation, a workbook for couples interested in learning how to stop fighting and start listening. Yes. It's a very good book. You have here a gratitude activity worksheet. Yes. What is that all about? Why is gratitude so important? Please explain.
Yeah, I think so many couples get into paying attention to what their spouse is not doing correctly. Like they just get into this, and I hear it so much. Men will usually say all she does is nag all day long. Women say, you know, oh, he's taking me for granted. You know, he's taking me for granted that I'm going to do the laundry and wash the dishes. So men say nagging, and women say taking me for granted. But really what it is you're not deliberately showing gratitude, and you have to consciously do this. Right. Because nobody wants to hear a bunch of complaints. Now, you're entitled to your complaints, but you have to sandwich it. It's like a good sandwich. You got to always look for any little thing. Your spouse takes out the trash. Oh my God, thank you so much for taking out the trash.
Yes.
You know, your spouse does any little thing toward the direction that you want them to go in. You encourage that. So especially when you've been in a relationship with someone for a long time, you do take them for granted. Like, I have to remind myself, even if you have to set a timer on your phone.
Right.
So never let your spouse feel like you don't
unappreciated. Right. That's what I was telling one of my friends. Men want appreciation just like you want appreciation. It can't just be one-sided, and it's not reciprocal. I remember Steve Harvey said one time, he said, when a man care about you, he'll fix things for you.
Yes.
That's the truth. We want solutions. We want to make sure you're all right.
It's true. And then I can't tell you how many husbands, how many men want to please their partner. They really do. They feel good when their partner is happy with them. Right. Believe men. Women feel good when the household's together and when the kids are happy and all of that. But men in particular tie a lot of their happiness to how satisfied their spouse is or how satisfied their lady is.
Wow.
A lot of their happiness. So women, we have to know this and say, hold on, I'm happy. Just say, I am so happy that you took the trash out. I'm so happy that you knocked out the bills this month. Thank you.
Now, from your consultations, would you find that it's simpler to satisfy a man than a woman, or vice versa?
Oh, you know what? It's very dynamic. It is really not that simple.
It's not that simple. Okay.
I think that men in particular have to do a better job of just listening to what their partner is saying because they think that women want XYZ,
Right.
But when you listen to them talk, they're asking for something totally different.
Right,
and I remember saying, like, I would say, like, what do you want from your partner today? And a lot of women will say something like, I want a hug. A hug. That costs you absolutely nothing. They'll say, I just want a lot of kisses. Or I just want them to sit down and watch a movie with me. And men think something totally different. They're thinking big, grand gestures. And women will just say, I just want a hug. And I think it's a mismatch between what men think women want and what women
watching them damn TV shows. That's the problem.
Like, spend time with me. Go for a walk with me. If you could ask them one thing, usually they say, go for a walk. I said, really? You're paying me all this money just so that you can ask your partner to go for a walk? You know, it's so simple.
I was so surprised when one of my friends said, I don't, it's not about a restaurant and eating for me. You could go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Why go just to a restaurant and eat? They're trying to watch their weight, some of these. They don't always eat. So, I find that, because I know Dr. Africa used to say that women think, and women think diametrically different to each other. So it's striving to complement each other on a higher level to make it a workable relationship. And Dr. Baruti says the same thing. So, man, I know you have a job out there as a mental health and dealing with relationships. I know that's a job. That's a whole job. And big up to what you and Jazz be doing on your Instagram, man.
Oh, yeah.
And YouTube. I love what y'all
doing those again.
What happened?
We took a little bit hiatus, but we're still doing it.
Because she's a Pisces. I know she's born March 14th, the same day as Simone Biles, and she's born the same day as Einstein and Quincy Jones. So, yeah. I know them numbers, girl. You know me.
Wow. You got 365 days in your head, don't you?
Yes, I do. I really do.
That's beautiful.
I put as numbers. I'm not a mathematician like your husband is. I'm a numerologist, so I use those numbers, and I still count on my fingers if I have to. But before we close out, I want to make sure people support what they're doing. Please thumb up and like and share this broadcast. We had Dr. Boyce Watkins was on earlier, but if you want to go to his, I'm going to show his websites too through his link tree. Also, I want to show his link tree. So he was on earlier, so I want to show him that respect. And he has a link tree with everything that he's doing on it. Look at all of that. Look at all of that. This is a long list, as long as my arm. And this is his link tree. He got everything. He got financial workshop. He got the Black Financial Literacy Store. He got free Boyce Watkins books of $5 a day investing. He got how to make money without working. I mean, he got everything on this Linktree family. And of course, his beautiful wife. Again, I want to show her Linktree because her Linktree is very important to me, and I want to make sure she is doing what make sure y'all supporting what she's doing. And I had it right here earlier. Boom, there it is. She got the Dr. Alicia Wellness Retreat. You got that coming up? That happened already.
Yes, my wellness retreat is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It has to do with healing and wellness. You got to heal and build women's relationships. Wow. And it's a weekend full jam-packed Saturday, the first Saturday and Sunday of August. So August 5th and August 6th, we're doing a healing workshop. I have a Reiki master coming in doing Reiki sessions with everybody that signs up. Wow. You get a session with her. I have a specialist on breathing, healing through your breath work.
Where's it going to be held at? You know what?
It's virtual.
Good. It's virtual online. Great.
Online, and it is going to be so fantastic. I am so excited about it. I've been wanting to do it for a long time because I do it with individual people. Right. And I'm just like, no, I've pulled together all the stuff that I've learned over 20 years and put it in a workbook. So you have a workbook with you and you could go at your own pace and study and do all these things. I'm so excited about that.
I refer people to you all the time, couples coaching. I refer people to Drama-Free Lifestyle Workbook. I refer Drama-Free Family Course with guest Dr. Boyce Watkins. You got the Drama-Free Conversation Course. You got Drama-Free Marriage Course. You got Black Love and Family Bundle Pack. Y'all better stop playing and support what our sister and brother is doing, because y'all doing it on a high level. And y'all known each other for how long, approximately? How long y'all know each other?
Guess what? This year, actually in September, we'll be celebrating our 30 years of knowing each other.
30 years of knowing each other. Whoa.
Crazy. Man,
going back
We're going to go back to Bloomington to where we first met.
Oh,
and where we got engaged. We're going to go back there. And so 30-year anniversary. I'm so excited. I said, Boyce, it's in your calendar.
Yes.
I had his assistant put in his calendar because he ain't doing nothing else that weekend but hanging out with me. He's mine that weekend.
That's right. Well, Doc, I want to thank you so much for coming on, and of course, I know you're away from your husband, but please, when you talk to him, tell him thank you again for coming on and enjoying. I know you had a good time with Beyonce and the crew. She was on a horse. I seen her on this little horse thing. I'm like, what the heck is that?
It's just beautiful.
She's good.
It was nice to see somebody doing their gift.
Their thing. It's like watching Michael Jackson, right? It's like watching Michael Jackson.
It's
doing what they love.
Yes, doing what they love. That was the inspiring thing for me.
Yes.
I walked away with, you gotta do what you love. And guess what? She didn't care. She probably didn't care if it was 3 people in the audience or 100 people or 1 million people. She was doing her thing. And I am inspired by.
Yeah. And she has to do that during rehearsal. So she already did it in front of nobody. So she had to redo this.
She just looked like there's no other place I'd rather be than right here doing my thing. And that's what I got from it.
You know who's good at that also? Erykah Badu is in town here in Atlanta right now, right? But I've been when Erykah first came out, I went to her show when she first did that whole album with her pregnancy looking.
Yeah.
And when she did Tyrone, I was right there because one of my middle names is Tyrone. So that's why I was. And she loves what she does too. She loved being on that stage, man. And I love and working with the artists. So I'm glad that, and you love what you do as far as counseling and all that. And I know Boyce loved Dr. Boyce loved what he was. So I commend both of y'all for doing such a wonderful job and being an inspiration to myself and others out there, my sister. And I thank you. And I can't wait to have you on. We need to talk. I need to talk off the line. You got to text me your number, please, on the DM. And so we could talk. I definitely want to do something when y'all come to Atlanta one day. I want to produce something.
I feel like we're always in Atlanta. We're in Atlanta almost every month.
Yeah, because I know you bought a place. I know y'all bought a house out there. I remember you said you bought. So, and I'm out here now in Stone Mountain. Me and Brother Rich, all of us out here. Panic, all of us out here. So
Panic lives out here. He's got something in Louisville. I'm always in Louisville.
Yes, he's gonna have something in Louisville. That should be fun. You should go over there and introduce yourself to him.
But I may be out of the country. But if I'm not out of the country, I would definitely be there because I can't miss Brother Panic again.
But we need to talk about producing a workshop together out here because I used to book Queen of Four and do all those type of things with them. So Africa Sabi, I used to book all of them and do workshops with them. So I would love to do something with you just for mental health and relationship something. You know what I'm saying? So if you're interested, let's talk about it and you let me know what's the the honorarium, all that kind of stuff. Let's do it. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? I love and respect you, my dear. And tell Boyce I should send him some love for me and all of it. Okay. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you very much. Have a good time wherever you at. Enjoy where you at, my dear. All right. All right. Take care. Okay. All right. That was Dr. Alicia and Dr. Boyce. Oh, man, they did a great job on here. Please support their IG. Dr. Boyce had to leave early because he was dealing with the family, his children, and it was great to have both of them on earlier. So if you missed Dr. Boyce, just rewind this back. Dr. Boyce really had a good time, really gave us some good information. And of course, his beautiful wife, Dr. Alicia, closed it out. She's been on my show 2 times before prior to this. So please thumb up, share, and like this broadcast to build the algorithms. Remember, sharing is caring. And love each other, family. Love each other. Love the brothers, sisters. Love the brothers. Brothers love the sisters. And find someone you can be a compliment to. It's not opposites that attract. It's the compliments that attract. Like attracts. Big up to, of course, her book that I've read through already. This one here. This book here. I don't know if I can bring it. It's so light, but it's a drama-free conversation. A workbook for couples interested in learning how to stop fighting and start listening. And of course, I mentioned them all right. The Akoma Day guidebook into the sacred science of soul mating. And every book you can get by Dr. Boyce Watkins. Just Google his name and all of his books come up. I got one of his books, but that book is called Financial Lovemaking. Financial Lovemaking. Very good book. that after I finished it, it just went straight to my family, man, because I wanted them to get it also. And big up to Gladys Perez from Facebook and everybody that's tuned in. Also, those that are tuned in on Twitter, those that are tuned in right here on YouTube and also on Facebook. We got 2 Facebook pages, King Simon Productions and King Simon, but also on Twitter, King Simon Proud on Twitter. They broadcast it. So, family, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for being a part of this journey. Remember, this coming Tuesday, let me turn down that sound right there. This coming Tuesday, we have the great High Heels coming in. High Heels will be in right here on King Simon Presents, talking about the back to school extravaganza. If you want to donate, we're going to talk about it, because I'm going to donate right there on the show. I'm going to make sure I donate to my sister. Also, that Wednesday, High Heels is coming in. Sister High Heels is coming in on Tuesday, but on Wednesday we have this beautiful sister, the cultured vegan Chef Rain Troop. Believe me, I used to eat her chocolate chips and her oatmeal vegan cookies. Man, she is excellent at what she does. And then if you're in New York City and you want to do the tribute to GM Lumumba Hernandez, martial arts Sanukas man himself, is going to be happening at the New Life Ministry at 122 Junior Street in Brooklyn, New York. For donation is $100. It's a whole dinner and banquet. And if you want to get in contact and buy your tickets through Zelle and all that, make sure you go to 917-755-6238. That's 917-755-6238. And big up to this sister coming in. She's also Dr. Karima King, Master Iridologist, Ayurveda herbalist, and Reiki Master. She's going to be coming in on August 27th. I got much more coming in August, but I had to design this flyer because we already figured out the date and we're making it happen. And of course, big up to our sponsors, my sponsors. We got, if you want to get silver, go to banksilver.org, and tell them King Simon sent you. Also, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, 800-581-4401. Big shop. Make sure you support Lloyd Strayhorn. Dr. Shakira Moore, another one of my sponsors. Receive your health and spiritual consultation from internationally known Dr. Shakira Moore. Linktree/Holistica Healing. And remember, we will be at the place called Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Award in Miami. Y'all gotta be there. I'm gonna be on the red carpet, hosting the red carpet, having a good old time that I love to do. And then we'll be in New Orleans in August, from August 17th to August 18th. Matter of fact, I have this whole crew that will be on me with August, be with me on August the 2nd, right here on King Simon Presents. And we're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing at the retreat that's happening in New Orleans. So make sure y'all come on out. And in September, we have Baba Ashra Kwesi and Mary Rakwesi returning to New York after 4 to 5 years of not being there. Get your early bird tickets now. Contact me, text me if you want to be a part of that early bird ticket. 347-496-1022, 347-496-1022. Drop Squad Kitchen in Delaware. Make sure you hit them up at 302-984-2773. Also, if you want some good muscle pain, relaxing muscles and healing muscles with the CBD ointments that this beautiful sister and family have, that's EPS Holistic Health and Wellness.square.site. And go to Nicholas, Brooklyn. Get your retail 10% off with this flyer. Show them this flyer. Take a snapshot of it right now. All retail prices, you get a 10% off with that. 718-858-4400. And if you want to go with Baba Ashra Kwesi and Mira Kwesi to Africa, to Kemet, to Cairo, to Nubia, make sure you give them a call at 214-371-0206 and tell them King Simon sent you. If you want to get any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon, the New Motivator. Want to take my 2-hour course on Udemy, go to Linktree/King Simon, the New Motivator. If you want to take my 8-hour course, go to Linktree/King Simon, the New Motivator. And if you want to book a session, I got 3 slots left for the month of July, going into August. August is already starting to pack up, so you better book now or forever hold your peace. 347-496-1022. Text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And remember, like Dr. B. Sirius says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection because no one is perfect in this realm. We're going to close out with Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer right now. So everybody relax, take a deep breath, take a snapshot of it. If you want to read Dr. Blair's prayers over and over again, you can go to his website. You can see it on there. You could also see his books and all the classes that they're still doing go ahead and support Dr. Delbert Blair's legacy shop, the metacenter2.com. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Here we go, family. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back of the room. Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth in our love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair, for all that you've offered, all that you've shared. Once again, thank each and every one of y'all for coming on and being a part of this. Remember, please share, like, share, like, and do what you like. And remember, sharing is caring to build these algorithms. You know how we do. I'm going to close out with these three great people. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, born August the 17th. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, born January the 12th. And Maya Angelou, born April the 4th. Marcus Garvey said, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. One love, one aim, one destiny. Dr. Khalid said, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. And the great Maya Angelou's quote is, and still we rise. Family, continue to rise to the top to be your very best, no matter what you're going through. Don't give up. Don't quit. It ain't over until we win, like Kaba Hiawatha says. And remember, stay the course on interdependently working with everybody. It's not about you doing independently, because in actuality, we're interdependently working with each other. There's no self-made man or woman. We all came out from a mama and a daddy, and even if you're a test tube, you got the sperm and the ovum that had to make it happen in that test tube. All right? So have a great day, afternoon, or evening. And once again, we want to thank Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Alicia Watkins for closing out the show while Dr. Boyce had to go and make a run. But I'm glad he came on anyway. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, family. I'll talk to you next time. I'll see you on Tuesday. Peace, love, and Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver 0.999 grams.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Billy Carson here, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I want to talk to you about an amazing event. It's the Forbidden Conscious Awards going down in Miami, July 30th, 2023. Go to forbiddenknowledge.com where you can pay for tickets. We're giving away 12 amazing awards. We're also going to give away an Audi A4 live at the event with big celebrity guests like Havoc from Mobb Deep, myself, Forbidden Knowledge. Also, we'll have Dame Dash, performances by Donnie Arcade and Cruz. I want to see you there, July 30th, the Forbidden Conscious Awards.
King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous righteous teachers. We gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class. It's the Numerovational Session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022, and get my books on Amazon now.